we will be starting here in a second. In 1 second. I'm gonna close the door because my family is loud. We gonna try this out, huh? We gonna try this out. We gonna play a little Uno. We gonna play a little Uno. Even if a lot of people don't join, I just want to try this out anyway. But all right, y'all. We are gonna get started here. Just gonna play some chords and uh, talk some business. I was saying in one of my other streams that let me turn this down just a little bit. That uh I have been getting I haven't made a new episode for my podcast in a while. And even in the midst of that, I was still getting listens and downloads. And I was just checking make sure I was being heard. Um, and I've been wanting to make a new episode for a while. And I was like, I don't know. It wasn't in my spirit, you know? It just wasn't in my spirit. And um, I was thinking about it, and because I needed a healthy um, out, you know, a healthy activity to do. And I live in a house where gaming happens all the time. And I have a Switch, and I have all of the, literally all of the equipment to live stream it, of course, because that's mainly what I do. And so I was like, well, why don't I do this as like another hobby, right? Um, and then in my last stream, when I was gaming, I thought I was like, I wonder, you know, if I could combine a couple things, which again, turning it into work, but it's not really work because it's just talking, because I'll be talking to myself anyway, right? And so we're gonna try this out today. We're gonna see if playing a calm game. So I think I would either do like Uno or Animal Crossing, and talk about business stuff or life stuff or stuff going on. Pretty much like I was doing in my podcast anyway. So if you don't know, I have a podcast called Erica J Says, and I have a lot of episodes actually. I have episodes with other entrepreneurs. I have episodes for myself. All kinds of stuff. So I think I'm gonna do that, and I'm just gonna take the audio and post it on there. I think this audio sounds pretty good, so we just gonna go for that. But today, I've been going through a lot. I mean, like we all have been going through a lot with business this year and pivoting and turning. And I was telling my financial advisor actually, because went to meet with him a couple weeks ago at this point, and I was telling him how, you know, it really threw me off because I had my youngest son last year. I had to have a C-section, so I had to recover from that and all the other stuff. And I had a pretty hard pregnancy, so I actually didn't really work like literally the last 8 months of my pregnancy. Not 8 months, I'm sorry, 6 months of my pregnancy, I can add. And so when I was fully recovered to the point where I could do what I do, because I mean I move around a lot, I'm crouching, you know, all the type of stuff. So I had to absolutely get to a certain point to be able to work again. I had one event in January because I wanted to try it out. I felt like I was in a place physically where I could try it out, working, and it was okay. I definitely was sore. It definitely was a struggle. It definitely took me like a little bit to recover. So then I didn't work for real again until February, and then we all know the country shut down in March. So I was telling him, I was like, it really threw me for a loop, and it really gave me, I guess, more time to figure out what I wanted to do. So I definitely did all that and readjusted and pivoted and all that type of stuff, and um, focused more on like bigger video productions and live streams and just stuff with bigger budgets because I do a lot and I can't keep doing projects for $100. You know what I mean? So it uh it allowed me some time to readjust and everything was going fine. That's all great and dandy. And just lately, I want to say maybe like the last month or two, maybe month and a half, really feeling like I'm going through some things I thought I had went past in the entrepreneur journey, like working with difficult customers and non-communications and things like that. And it just seems like I'm like, why am I going through this again? And I have to keep reminding myself that I always have, but especially during this year, giving people grace. But I do believe that no matter what, there should be a certain level of consideration, especially in business. And oh man. um. Anyway, so specific level of consideration in business, and I just felt like again I wasn't getting that, and I'm just like, man, there really is a difference between working with professionals and working with people who honestly don't care. I'm not saying they don't care on purpose, but they just don't care. Actions speak louder than words. And uh, I found myself frustrated and, you know, end up feeling to a point where I was like, I thought I got past this. And I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna, I'm not gonna take accountability for the people not communicating, because really that's what it was. It was non-communication, literal non-communication, like not responding to emails, multiple emails. And when I say I was sending multiple emails, I was sending multiple emails, like not every day, but at least like twice a week. Which if you're trying to do a project, a big project, a sizable project, even a small project, and you're working with other people and you are responsible for your part of it, but then you're literally not responding at all, it shouldn't be a surprise when people are trying to get in touch with you, because when working in a group project, everybody's parts depend on everybody else. So it was like I could only do so much and I wasn't getting the communication from other people, and I was just like, yo, what is happening? And I was trying to stick with it because the project was initiated by me because I was doing a special project for a nonprofit pro bono that I thought deserved it, and it was going to help support this nonprofit and bring in funds because, of course, COVID. We all know that you know it's been a time, right? Oh man, I should have played my four. Oh shoot, that's all right. Okay, I'll play it next time. Anyway, I was like, I can help this. I want to help, and I've done this for a couple of people that I reached out to, things like that. And so there was only so much I could do, and unfortunately, it got to the point where I was having some things, and having meaning they're still going on. They're definitely not in the past, but having some things in my personal life that um, are very mentally and emotionally taxing. And so I got into a point where I had a meeting with the owner of the company, and I was just like, I don't know what's going on. I was like, I'm not sure what else I can do. I'm doing everything I can do, but we can't move forward until we have this, that, and the other from people, right? And she offered a couple of things we could try to do, and cool, so we were trying to do that. But then, like, literally that night, um, stuff happened, and I woke up the next morning, and I was just like, I don't have the mental capacity to do this, and it sucked. It really did. I thought about it for a couple of hours, but the gravity of the situation that my family was going through, I was like, I can do certain things in the time of stress and uncertainty. Pulling, doing things that feel like pulling teeth with other adults is not one of those. And that's literally what I sent in emails. I did send an email to everybody involved, and I said the first line was I'm sending this to everybody because at this point there was one person who had backed out literally the day before, and I just sent it to everybody because I was just like, yeah. But the first line was like, I'm sending this to everybody because I believe in communication. That's literally what it was. Because at this point, I'm fed up, if I'm gonna be honest with y'all. And when said everything, and I was like, honestly, I feel like I'm pulling teeth. And the thing was that this thing I was trying to do should have been done like a week ago. If everybody would have been communicating and like my thing is if you want to say no, if you change your mind, you are absolutely free to do that. But if you're in a group project and you change your mind about being involved, or if your ability to be involved, or if you just don't want to do it no more, like if you're in a group project, it's your responsibility to communicate that. And so that's what I was doing. I was like, so there's no reason why it shouldn't have gotten done like before now. I was like, if I'm just gonna be completely honest, there's no reason. I was like, but due to lack of communication, it didn't. So we had to push it back to literally the only day that I had for next month. I was like, but unfortunately at this point, I was like, some things happen in my family, and I don't have the mental capacity to be pulling teeth with other adults. I was like, not only do I have to deal with this situation, but I still have other projects and other things that I'm being paid for that I have to do. And I don't know if I said, but I was doing this project pro bono, and like literally everybody else in situation is getting something out of it. So it's not like so literally like I was putting up the time and the money and paying my crew, and I was sacrificing the most and getting absolutely nothing out of it except for the fact that I wanted to support this company. And so I said all that. I said I'm the one sacrificing the most time, energy, and money. And I was like, and it feels like I'm pulling teeth, and I do not have the energy to pull adult teeth for this project. I was like, I just don't. So I apologized to the owner. Um, she knew I had been frustrated with the communication anyway, and so it was what it was. But yeah, I sent the email. I was like, I can't, and that's the God honest truth. It really is. I handle my business certain ways that my family is no stranger to trials and tribulations. But I run my business in a way where I am able to still work and still function and still bring in a living because I got two kids and a husband and bills and a house. So I can't just lay on the floor and not do nothing, right? I have to. I have to keep working. So I've set up my business in a way where I can do that, but not with pulling teeth with adults. Like that's one thing I cannot do, especially when I know I am the one that is sacrificing the most. And so I sent the email and I said I can't do this. And it honestly, on some level, broke my heart. It did because I really wanted to do this for this organization because they literally had to shut down. And it just sucks. So I did say, I was like, even though next year I'm not doing any free projects, period. Um, I did tell the owner, I said maybe next year let's try to plan around the holiday and see if we can do this project again. So I am going to do that because that's what I feel would be right to do. So that's what I said, and that's what I did. The owner and her daughter actually were very, very understanding. Because then they both knew where I was at anyway. And I don't know. I have like 100 emails in my email in my email box, but this week I put on a wave message saying that I was not checking my messages because I needed time off because I've been busting my butt. But I don't know. I said that say I don't know if the other people responded or not, but honestly I don't care at this point. But it definitely every time I go through something like this, it definitely makes me think and look at those people differently. And unfortunately, this is not a sob story at all. Um, in life, there's always going to be people that you work with that are unprofessional, but it it sucks that I have like a list of people that I am going always going to hesitate to work with. Should you give people second chances? Sure, but girl, I don't know. You know what I mean? Because when it comes to my money, there's certain things I absolutely am not going to deal with. When it comes to my time, there are certain things I'm absolutely not going to deal with. And there's no way that I am forking up all this money, all this time, all this energy, essentially for free. And again, I'm not holding it against the owner of the company because I brought it to her. But the facts are the facts that I'm offering up the most time, the most money, the most energy, and I'm not going to get paid for it. I'm not going to do it if it's going to cost even more energy than it already would have been costing me. I'm not. I don't have the time, the strength, the energy, the capacity to deal with that. And I went to get a massage, my massage therapist, and she's like super, super dope. And she was telling me when she was, because I hold my tension in my um, neck, and then actually my knees were bothering me because I was working a lot. And so, but she was telling me, she was like, there we go. I don't know why my earphones keep doing that. But anyway, she was telling me, she said, sometimes she's like, I think your stress and your frustration come from the feeling of not being heard or understood. So she was like, be very conscious of how you communicate and make sure you are making yourself known and your boundaries known. And I felt like I did that, especially with the email with this project, because normally I would have just tried to grin and bear it. But I was just like, girl, you don't have the energy for this. And on top of that, your family is now going through another thing. You don't have time to be pulling teeth. You're not a dentist. You're not a dentist. And I had to acknowledge my boundaries and, um, it really hit home when she said that. Because she was like, just make sure you're communicating your needs and your boundaries. And I've been working on that because I definitely was a person that just didn't say anything. So I definitely been working on that lately, but I'm just like more aware of it now. And it's just really good for me, especially the business world, especially in the entrepreneur world, because, you know, I'm not working for corporate at all. I'm working for myself, and I can do that. So I'm going to, you know, I'm like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to communicate my boundaries. And so I'm gonna do a new project for this company next year because I just personally feel like that's what I should do. Um, and but there will be no free projects next year at all because I'm actually going to be going into full-time entrepreneurship. That's the other thing. It's like throughout the years I've been an entrepreneur, I've always had a safety net. I've always worked at least like 3 times, like 75% part time or 50% part time. Like I've always had another job, right? And I got screwed over to not go into it, but I got screwed over at my what I call it my day job. and it was a really sucky situation. And the fact is that I got screwed over, and then like the family thing, and then just this project, like all happened within the span of like 3 days. But I got screwed over, and I was talking to my dad, and I said, I can't. I was like, I can't do this anymore. He's like, I can't do this anymore. Um, I'm blessed to have a relationship with my dad at this point where he understands me. We're actually very, very much alike. He understands me and supports me, and I've never felt more supported by him than I have, especially like the last year or so, because we've definitely gotten closer. Resolved some issues, things like that, and his only concern, he said, he was like, I know when you make up your mind, you make up your mind, but his only concern was, of course, the way the economy is with COVID, and he was like, I just want to make sure that y'all are gonna be all right. Which I totally understand that, he's my dad. He's supposed to feel like that, you know what I mean? So I didn't take offense to it. It wasn't like, you don't support me. You don't believe in me. It wasn't like that because I could tell where it was coming from. Um, but he's like, anyway, I could, you know, you need me to support you, I will. But he knows I'm very independent. I tend not to ask for help until I'm like all the way drowning, which is bad. But yeah, I know, and I'm taking that into consideration. So there's certain things I'm doing this month with my company. There's certain things I'm doing this month with my company, and I'm pretty much this one of my dates this month because November's almost over. So honestly, my mind is in December, but this month, next month, and I'm going to be setting myself up for success. And it works out that my day job coincidentally has like media visual needs, and so I'm probably just gonna go to one day a week, um, and just do that. I'm trying to give too many details, but do that. And honestly, it's enough work for me to do that because on top of everything else I do there, I also take care of all their media stuff. But because I'm also like a tutor and a teacher, an administrator, and a trainer of the new staff members, I haven't been able to do like the social media management that I've been wanting to, and um, stuff like that. So with the one day a week, it will eliminate me always being the sub for everybody and allow me to do um, essentially what I'm supposed to do. Because I got hired as a media administrator, not everybody's substitute. I mean, I'm good at what I do. No boastfulness, I am, but, you know, it is what it is. But anyway, so it'll work out. And I feel good about it. I know that it'll be okay. I'm just gonna have faith, and I feel like, because the crazy thing about the situation, me getting screwed over at my day job, is that it was so ridiculous. Like the situation was so ridiculous, and it should not have happened. And yeah, it was so ridiculous that I was like, okay. I've been wanting to go full time for a while, and was just honestly scared. Cause I got two kids. If it was just me, um, I think I would have made the jump a long time ago. But it's not just me. I got two humans I got to take care of, and so I've been honestly sick of my day job for a while. But again, I got kids, and yeah, so I'm gonna set myself up and keep it the one day a week, and I might do it gradually. So I said December 31st, regardless, I am changing my schedule. So maybe I'll just go down to 2 days a week, and that still leaves me 3 weekdays to um, work on stuff. And then that also gives me like Saturdays, and I live stream. I have 2 to 3 live streams that I do on Sundays. Sometimes it's two, sometimes it's three. That's why I said 2 to 3. So Sundays are booked like until the foreseeable future, but which thankfully, but I am gonna take the leap. So it's gonna be 2 days or one day, which I might go to, because again, yeah. But I'm going to redo my, you sign like employee contract. It's gonna be like I'm redoing it because it's going to be like y'all are um, clients of my company. So it's going to work out in my favor. I have faith that it will work out. And the game is over. So that's good timing. So thank you for listening. I appreciate you. And I will see y'all next time.